All right, hello everybody. We have August 16th, and we are live here. Well, having AMA. With me is Zephyr in the audience. Glad to have you here, man. So we'll be going through some updates in the project in DeFIRE. My name is Firefly, and I'll be happily answering all questions Zephyr might have to my small presentation. Oh, I am not sharing the screen with you, Zephyr. Apologies for that. I will just do that so you can also.
N-
Uh,
No worries. I'm tricking. Oh, tricking's a strong word, but I'm getting some IOTA Foundation people from the IOTA Discord to join.
Screen. Yeah, that would be nice too. Go live. There we are. So, can you see my screen?
Yes, I will join you right now, and let me watch the stream.
Perfect.
Yes,
Yeah,
I can see it.
yeah. So that's for now. I
Excellent.
mean, it's still the old DeFire website that will
Yeah, it's
hopefully will get a revised graphics end of this week. This is what our department, so a branding studio that is working on deploying the new website. They promised us this Friday, so I hope they will keep that promise. So by the end of the week, we should be seeing an updated version of the website.
mhm.
So that was just on the website. Then, in terms of the Blaze protocol itself, so here you can see some wireframes in Figma. I'll just zoom in a little bit more. So we have, well, there are two teams working at the moment. One on the Solidity, so the smart contract part, and the other team working on the front end. The front end team obviously started with, you know, working out those wireframes based on the input they received from both DeFire team and the developers. For now, they are just black wireframes. Obviously, colors will be added in the front end development. I mean, for the front
Mhm.
end developer, color is just few digits and that's it. Then it's just part of the code, basically. They're just different colors. But
Mhm.
anyhow, I mean, so basically the front end is now going full speed ahead. They are working on different pages or cards. So obviously there is like a view page with different strategies or containers. I mean, for now
Yeah,
they
so like a marketplace almost of panels.
indeed, it's like a marketplace homepage, you could say. There'll also be a portfolio webpage. I'm not sure if we have it here. Let me see. We might not. There
Mhm.
are different views, different modes of, or like filtering options that they also wireframed. That's for the front-end developers, so they know what they need to code. I would just want also to find one that is, there we are. So then each container will have some detailed information about, what that strategy is about, how it works, what kind of fees it works with. All right, well, somebody put 40% deposit fee. That's quite outrageous. But just to show the functionality here.
Man,
There'll
I
be
can't wait for those 40% deposit fees.
Oh, that would be great for the treasury of the project for sure.
Oh, absolutely. You could
uh,
just like people who try really just there actually was a project who did a 95% tax if they were
oh my
acting
God,
badly.
yeah.
It
So
it worked in their favor though, so
I have no
uh
doubts about it. So obviously there'll be some analytics, graphs, performance, Sharpies ratio
mhm,
on the risk part. Then there'll be a risk or safety risk score of each strategy based on different,
mhm.
criteria. Each
Okay.
strategy will be scored and so on. So this will be like a detailed view of each of the container. Plus, what
Can
else?
you explain I saw a little
Yeah.
boost. Was that because if you hold the DeFi
Oh
token
yeah.
itself?
Absolutely. So there is also there will be a link to the GE DeFi, so the locked
Mhm.
version of the DeFi token
Yeah.
that would give you boost, but the boost only applies to the yield in DeFi token, not the base yield, because base yield is outside of our control. I mean, whatever the strategy generates, it is generated on the DeFi in the DeFi market. So we can't be boosting that because otherwise we would be burning treasury if we have to give people that boost on the base APR. This we cannot do
Yeah.
because I mean, that will be, we would kill the project very, very, very shortly.
Yeah, it's
But
like, guys, like,
yeah,
our tokens amazing. We have to give you all of it.
yeah, for instance. But then the boost would apply to the distribution of
Yeah.
DeFIRE, right? So the weekly emissions. So that is for the that's the boost, as you can see here. I mean, it's there are different examples shown because the boost will apply differently to different containers based on your GDFire amount
Mm-hmm.
in the wallet, for instance, right? So to start with, the strategies will be only available on Polygon. So the chain where the protocol will deploy first will be Polygon. So there'll be probably 6 7 different strategies on Polygon,
Mm-hmm.
but there will be a functionality to deposit from different chains basically into those strategies. So that is, let's say, the first step of
So
the.
yeah, you would kind of deposit into, like, for this, you're not going to be on ETH at the moment, but let's say you have an ability to, deposit
Mhm.
USDC on ETH, and then, I assume it has
Correct.
some mechanism that would just
Yes.
kind of bridge over,
So
or
yeah, yeah. So
cross
the
chains that.
yeah. So the mechanism. So the zapping we are considering. There are two actually solutions we are considering. One is symbiosis, as you can see here, and the other one is Chainlink. They also have possible solution for that. But ultimately, the zapping, cross-chain zapping, will be integrated into the front end.
Mm-hmm.
So you will not need to go to any third-party website to move your funds. I mean, that will be built into the
That's
front end,
fantastic.
the front
Yeah.
end available in Blaze. So here, just to answer your question, what chains would be compatible to start with? Well, if we go with Symbiosis, they support, as you can see, Ethereum, BNB, Polygon, and Avalanche to start with, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Boba, I don't think we're considering Boba yet. But apart
Do it,
from,
boy. Do it. No. No,
but you can
please
see, I
don't.
mean, so to start with, if Symbiosis is the sort of is the technology we choose, there will be those four chains
Yeah.
available. In terms of then, so imagine you come with your, well, whatever, with
Yeah,
your.
ETH, let's say,
No,
I
I
guess.
mean, you'll be able only to come with stablecoin. So let's say USDC. Where is it? Uh,
Yeah, it's stablecoin X. I understand what you're
yeah,
saying
yeah.
there.
So you come in with USDC to this front end. You would like to deposit into a, let's say, Bitcoin optimizer that is deployed on Polygon, and you come from Avalanche or ETH, for instance. You
Mm-hmm.
do that, the all the technologies deployed, let's say Symbiosis in the front end, will then move your funds from Ethereum to Polygon chain, and then those stable coins will be then later swapped on your behalf and deposited into the given container, because that container operates with Bitcoin, so, or wrapped with Bitcoin in this case. And for that, so the second step, let's say, swapping the token and deploying that into the container, we're actually considering, and we have already included OX technology. Basically, it allows for swaps on multiple chains. So that will be also part of the integration in Blaze. So yeah, just to give you just to give everybody, yeah, that heads up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so those elements will be integrated. They already tested. They work well. At least, well, definitely OX, the multi-chain zapping. That is something the developers are working on actually this week. But I believe they are close to the working solution. Um, so yeah, so that's sort of on the technology. We have also then now we are engaging. We are close to actually engage a team of token engineers.
Wait, is
So
this your website? I just want to make
no,
sure.
no, this one is not. This is
Oh,
OX's.
it's okay. I was like, wait, you are like dealing with Oasis and Metis. Like, what the hell happened?
No, 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 no. This is OX.
Yeah,
I just wanted
yeah,
to give
yeah,
reference. Just
yeah. I
wanted to
just
give a
saw.
reference to those guys.
I saw OX and Op. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
DeFire's website at the moment. It's
yeah,
functional.
yeah,
That
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
links.
So yeah. So on top of that, we are now in the process of engaging a team of token engineers
Mm-hmm.
who will be. I mean, we want a professional team to do to analyze various scenarios for token launch and emissions for us.
Yeah.
So they come with, let's say, with recommendations, towards how to launch a token and what kind of emissions to
Yeah.
consider and what kind of emissions curve to consider. So we kind of build a healthy tokenomics. Basically, that's what it's all about in the end, right? So the token price, has a healthy behavior, and is not subjected to huge price swings. That's basically the objective of that token engineering exercise. So that's also what is going on behind the scenes. So these are, yeah. So we have the backend, the front end being worked on, and the token engineers working as well parallel, plus strategies being also for the containers being also finalized. There are three or four, I believe, finalized, and there are still two more or three more to be added. So that is all ongoing. And yeah, probably, I mean, everybody would want to know in terms of like timing when we would be launching. Again, I mean, um, that is always a tricky question because not so much on, let's say, the front end of the token engineering, but actually it's mostly on the back end, so the smart contract. Because what the developers are building is actually advanced code, and the code is to some extent novel. So they develop new applications, and sometimes they need to go through different, multiple iterations of the same task, you could say, to find the optimal solution. But I would imagine, yeah, probably within 6 weeks, that's reasonable to assume that Blaze would be available. Also, within that time frame, we would like to initiate an audit, and we're also discussing with an audit firm their involvement in the project. We are mostly interested in collaboration with an audit firm that would become more like a security partner rather than a one-time auditor. So we would like to have them like involved in the
Mm-hmm.
project, like a little bit closer, because there'll be future updates of the project, of the code. So we would want to have them rather close to
It
to ongoing work.
is it. I don't want to guess who it is. But
I
is
mean,
it?
we're discussing with Quantstamp.
Oh, you're done with Quantstamp. That would be good, just because they're more known. Um, but would it be? I mean, as you're kind of doing it, would you having kind of troubles? Not troubles. Trouble. Since new launch new project, getting them to get on board, or like just trying to find anyone who was just a good fit for DeFIRE.
Mm, I mean, this is well, we are all the time in the process of let's say building and strengthening the team. Let's
Yeah.
say we were a little bit not so active on that front. Let's say the last 2 or 3 months,
Yeah.
because there was like a lot of stuff going on with the development firm. So
Yeah,
so
I
yeah.
mean, at this point, after everything's just set up and
Mhm.
it's about to launch, at that point, it's just I wouldn't say it's hyping up. That's not, but just getting your community kind of
Absolutely.
like
That, yeah.
that we're still alive. You're still you're ready to go. We've been
Mhm.
developing, trying to lay out all what we've been doing and all the
Absolutely.
partners and like new people who might go into our ecosystem from all these chains.
Absolutely. Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, there'll be an effort to be made on let's say cross cross yeah, I mean, like cross project cross platform marketing, right? So we
Yeah.
basically, I mean our main kind of way, or sort of idea for growing the awareness about the project is to collaborate with either partner protocols or chains, foundations. So we would utilize their reach to promote the project, right? That is
Mhm.
our main goal for marketing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, Also, so basically, yeah, that's how we want to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah, so that there'll be in increased activities in kind of that area. I mean,
Hmm.
rather soon. But yeah,
Yeah, so it's easier to convince people. Like I always see these projects do it. They launch, like they kind of either do things. They have this innovative concept and they launch. It's not battle tested or anything. It hasn't been audited by any firms, or it's just this kind of wing it thing, and they burn and crash usually. Or they, they fork something and that goes well, but like none of these people have like proof of leadership or even proof that they ever led anything, and it
mm,
doesn't go well for them. Like I'm glad that you're just kind of taking your time, like even if it feels like it's hibernating at the moment, I'd way prefer that and have everything super secure and things, as you go. And in this kind of unregulated space, it's good to see some general kind of normal business sentiment going and thought putting into this.
yeah, I mean, certainly. I mean, we would rather. I mean, because ultimately, as you say, I mean, each project gets only one shot, at launching or going live, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, you could take the 1 year to really flesh out the idea and make sure everything works. Put it on, do it on multiple test nets, and like, oh, this works.
yeah,
You know.
indeed. And then, I mean, I believe, I mean, probably will not hit 1 year, but we'll be close to probably like 10, 11 months, into kind of from the
Well,
initial,
more my point, more
yeah,
than yeah,
I
more like
understand.
you,
Yeah, I
yeah.
understand your point, but yeah, but certainly, I mean, it's when you start working on a project, you think, oh yeah, we'll be going live in 3 months, but actually, the 3 months become 6 and 9 months because the reality of building a project is, well, it's it's a complex task, right? And
Well, it's aside from the only it's like building when they first built the internet. We are in this kind of age. They're at what's Web 3, but still based on the kind of Web 1 and Web 2 elements, right?
absolutely,
You know,
yeah,
and
indeed,
they kind of built, it took forever to build the infrastructure for the internet. It was subsidized by tax dollars, and then the protocol kind of base layer
mm,
for the
indeed,
internet is
absolutely,
all
absolutely.
free, and and that is actually free. That is supposed to be used for the public. The application layer then was became a duopoly of like Google and Apple. You know,
Yeah,
and
indeed, indeed. So yeah,
and then
hmm,
yeah.
hmm. So yeah, so certainly. I mean, this is. I mean, especially building in a space that is still rather young, right? I mean, and as you say, and it's not really subsidized, externally. Uh, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, mhm,
yeah,
yeah.
it takes time and it takes a lot of effort and energy, but I think we are now finally we are rather I mean we are relatively close to the finish line. Obviously with only the initial release, because then once you have released you'll be working on updates of
Eh,
your
yeah,
protocol.
yeah, so I wouldn't even say it's like the race to the finish line, because you're not racing with anyone. You're literally just kind of moving through to your goal,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
you're just, rather than racing or
Mm.
competing with people, you're just taking your time to get to your end destination, and hopefully, rather than having your car burned down and all your funds are lost, you're kind of like, oh, I got here and that was a pleasant trip. Now let's
Indeed.
go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, you want to just cross this finish line. It's not about how quick you are. It's about, taking your time and not burning yourself, right, out
Yeah,
during that
and
that 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 process.
it's about allocating like if you had $3 million or whatever you started with, maybe less, maybe more, and you try to allocate that efficiently and in a sensible manner, until you start actually getting revenue, as with all startups. Most likely, you're not starting with $3 million. That would be nice,
Oh yeah,
um,
definitely. I mean, yeah, I mean, with a runway of 3 million, I mean, you could be building for, let's say, in 2 3 years, right? And then
yeah.
not really thinking so much about the external world, because you could only focus on the project, which again then might be that you'd be maybe become a little bit detached from the actual market conditions, because you'd be so much focused on just your internal little bubble, because you are kind of you're sitting well in there, with all the
Like,
runway
oh,
ahead.
like,
So
that's the other one. Like, oh, this is going to go great. But then, it's always good. Like, if you're focused on the building, that's why it's good and important. Also, has a team.
Yeah,
like to cover your deficits, who's like watching out for things. Like if your developer,
yeah.
is requires them to consistently build and work on things day to day, and live their lives where they're not robots. People
No,
think they're like
absolutely.
devs. People think developers are like some gods on the blockchain. They're
Huh,
not. There's technical limitations in the code.
absolutely.
Solidity and Viper and all these kind of new programming languages. You can't do whatever you want. You can't just call down ether from the sky and you know
No,
become a millionaire.
exactly. It just doesn't work. So yeah, but then the last thing I wanted to share
Mm.
and show is that finally we managed to get. Oh, for now I have to just accept terms and conditions, but we managed to get our second sale live. So what it does, it distributes another 1% of DeFIRE token. We had the first round of of the sale back in April. We were planning on launching the second one much sooner. Didn't happen, but well, there we are. So today,
So it was good.
today this actually even goes live. So I'm just showing the actual website that is sale.defire.org. So it is live.
So
People,
it's
it it can be accessed. It can be. I'll just show in a second how it works and how it operates. But basically, it is live today. And well, yeah, we will probably even try to deposit something here, so to see if it works. I do hope it does. It would be
ah
it would be quite embarrassing to showcase live not working.
your website explodes.
Yeah, so
No,
I will
I
take
have
my
I have
chance.
100% faith this will not explode and it will accept your money.
Yeah, so we can, well, go ahead and then just connect my MetaMask wallet. I did connect. All right, so far so good. Well, so basically the way it works, there is 1%, which is 10,000 DeFi to be distributed in that event.
Mm,
It runs indefinitely, so basically until the supply lasts. As you can
okay.
see, there is already 1.07 DeFi distributed because I believe Phoenix was testing whether it works, and he tested with $10, and it did. If you give me 20 seconds, I'll be back with you.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, accept the wallet.
Oh, apologies for that.
You good?
All right, yeah. So basically, yeah. So there's 10,000. One is already distributed. The way it works, there'll be the whole Medium article published about this. But to quickly explain, the sale. Oh yeah, there we are in the bottom. So I'll just zoom in a little bit. Yeah. So the DeFi price varies from 9.36 to 15.6. Well, those two numbers they refer to the token price from the first sale. So the first sale ended with $7.8 per DeFi, and what we already kind of described way back in March about the first two rounds of the sale is that in the second round we would multiply the starting price by 1.2 as a starting price in reference to the first sale, so therefore 9.36, and the price would go up to 15.6, which is a multiplier of 2 compared to the original price from the first sale with the decreasing supply. So the more tokens are sold, this price will go up. So let's say we sold 5,000, the price will be halfway. We sold, 7,500, the price will be three quarter from 15.6. So that's how the pricing works in this case.
Yeah, so
So
it scales up basically.
yeah, so the more is bought, the next person is going to pay higher price. That's how it works.
I see my opportunity to get in.
But anyhow, so then yeah, so we have that. Everybody receives in this case in this in this event receives X DeFIRE token, which is a receipt or a claim for DeFIRE token
Yeah.
once the protocol is live. So
Yeah.
so it will go to your wallet. You can even add that to your MetaMask. I believe I already did. Let's see if it is in my. So we are in Firefly wallet, the wallet I use to interact with this project. As you can see, I have at the moment 0x DeFire. I have 21 Flare. Oh, I earned it somehow. So I have 47 USDC. So I can use some to just see if that all works. Um,
Mm-hmm.
then basically, in terms of the process, the money goes, the deposits, they go directly into the smart contract that is deployed, and then the funds from the smart contract can only be withdrawn to the multi-sig wallet that is in that is deployed on Polygon and that is in the control of 5 people, right? 3 from the team and 2 external. So the multi-sig wallet that we all the time use. So there is no way that the funds deposited would go to any other place. There is only one way they can go, and it is the multi-sig wallets basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the code is deployed. Phoenix will make an announcement about it later today. We don't need to really look through it because I have no idea what it all means. But basically, the code is deployed, is public, is immutable, so it is deployed in a way that it cannot be altered. So there are no functions that would allow anybody to change anything. One is deployed, it's deployed, right? The only thing it can happen is to move the deposits from the smart contract to the multi-sig wallet. Um, and Phoenix will also announce that in his announcement later today. But we have a bounty of 500 DeFi tokens, which how much are they worth? I mean, between 5,000 to about 7,500 at the current pricing. To anybody who can point out to some security critical issues in the code. So if there are issues, people can reach out to us, point out to those issues, and they'll be awarded 500 DeFi tokens for pointing those issues out. Uh, I don't think anybody will find anything, but you don't know. I mean, the code was tested and checked and whatnot, so it is pretty much bulletproof. But anyhow, we invite somebody is proficient in reading the code and they would like to do that. It's all out there for inspection and scrutiny, basically. Yeah, so now the entire interface. So the current price it tells me is 9.37. So I need to specify what is the maximum price I'm willing to pay per token because the way it works, I mean, it checks on the blockchain what is the current price. In this case, it's 9.37. But if you and me try to deposit in the same block, right, on
Mm-hmm.
Polygon, then uh, then this interface doesn't know that both of us are doing this operation in on the same block. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, we have to give some kind of price tolerance. So to make sure that the transaction doesn't fail. I mean, let's say I'm willing to pay 10.1 as the maximum, for instance. I mean, the transaction will always go with the lowest possible price. In this case, probably 9.37. But to make sure that I don't fail, I mean, I can even go, well, let's say 9.5. The transaction will, oh, yeah, it says here, the transaction will not go through if the current X DeFi price, so the one checked on the blockchain once the transaction is executed in the MetaMask, is greater than the maximum price. So if by whatever reason somebody comes, let's say you come and you buy 1,000 tokens, and you will buy 10% of the supply. So that price will go to something probably above 10. And if I specify 9.5 here, well, I will not be able to pay less than the actual price is, right? So therefore this tolerance here. So yeah, but I'm saying, I want to buy 9.7, minimum received. Let's see, I want to deposit 20. So I will receive most likely 2.11 DeFire. Well, I have to authorize. Authorize. There we are. Something is happening. I have to unlock my ledger.
No worries, buddy.
hmm So I'm just, I just want to make a live demo so people can
No.
see that is um, not that complicated to inter.
Yeah. No. No worries. No big deal. you'll get involved. Luckily, there's not many people at the moment in the AMA,
No.
and
Ah,
you get a result.
yeah. So all right. So confirm. Let's see if, when this transaction goes through. Oh yeah, of course I have to click that on my ledger. There we are. Accept. Yeah. Oh, there we are. Confirmed. So I could happily move now to the deposit. Oh, what does it say? It is unknown. Oh, I confirm. A review transaction. Accept. And failed. That is not a good demonstration. Um, Deposit. Once again. There we are. Now it gives me the fee. I mean, for some reason did it give me the fee before, so I probably was the reason why it failed. Oh, confirmed. Let's inspect that. Okay, it's not on the Polygon scan. There we are. So what happened? I deposited 20 for 2.13. I even got actually more than the front end told me. Oh yeah, because it was minimum. So actually I got 2.13 x DeFIRE. Hey, so I am a happy owner of x DeFIRE at the moment.
Mhm.
So let's refresh the interface. I have to accept. Oh, so you see, so now it's 3.2 out of 10,000 sold because I bought two. The price is
Yeah.
still the same. Total deposit, I added $20. It was 10 before, now it's 30. Let's see if my MetaMask tells me I have some DeFire. And I do, 2.13 DeFire. So uh, that is how it works. I'll not be purchasing more. I will let the community to have that opportunity. I just wanted to demonstrate that. Well, actually, what I will do with those two, once the project is launched, DeFire can be claimed. I'll just send this 2.13 DeFire back to the treasury, so the treasury will get some more DeFire to operate with. So
Mhm.
I don't need that DeFi purchased through this sale. So yeah, so that is the sale. The sale is live. Phoenix will later today post make an announcement about it. But I mean, you can go to the website right away if you want, and whoever is listening, and then interact with this. And yeah, as we could see, luckily it worked. So it wasn't a complete failure in the live presentation.
Mhm.
So do you have some questions to that, Zephyr?
Well, I'm excited that the thing is live. And as a show of solidarity, or I don't know, maybe it's savvy investorness, I'm going to take the little extra funds I took from a rather successful G.
Yeah. Well, you
Uh,
don't need to make any public commitments towards anything.
well,
Take
well,
your
yeah,
time,
well,
do your
not.
consideration, and then if
Well, I mean, I've been following this project for a while. I talked to you a fair bit, and I know what's happening. Unless the whole thing is, goes in combustion. Um,
yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean,
but
yeah, but I believe there is no doubt the project launches. We are. I mean, the project is too. I mean, it's so advanced with the development right now that there is no way it won't launch. And the only question is when, possibly within 6 weeks, and why not sooner, for instance, because as we discussed, we want to take time to do the token engineering exercise properly to make sure that those DeFi tokens, once they are launched, I mean, they're not going to crash, for instance, right? I mean, nobody wants that. Also, we want to have the auditor to have a chance to look at the code to make sure there are no issues with the smart contract. So yeah, so those are the main two processes that are, let's say, uh, defining or deciding when the launch will take place, because we will want to have them first, want to go through them first to make sure, yeah, that there are no issues basically, right, with the project, with the protocol and the token itself. So
Mm. Yeah,
great.
for sure. So that's excellent. I mean, I can't wait till this launches on Shimmer as well.
Oh yeah, that will be, yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, those the integration to other chains. I mean, it will be coming. I mean, there'll be more chains added
Oh,
to the entire ecosystem, for sure. I mean, Avalanche, Phantom, no doubt. Ethereum also. Binance Smart Chain possibly. Shimmer once they are ready. So there'll be.
luckily, I got just here for you. And luckily, one of my friends works for Binance, and the Dex owner I know was get in contact with Binance, so would be happy to make that introduction as well.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, mhm. Yeah. Oh, hi, B. Kripsky. Good to have you here in
Hey,
the call.
Hey.
So I was just doing a live presentation of the deposits. If you,
nice,
if
nice.
if you, I don't know whether you had a chance to see it or not. But yeah, but I'm sort of, yeah, doing this AMAs once a week, and today we finally can go live with the second round of sale, which is another 1% of the total supply. So I was just demonstrating and doing like a small deposit of 20 USDC, and it luckily worked. So
Cool.
the application works as it is intended. So that is live, and Phoenix will make an announcement about all that later today. And yeah, I've been chatting with Zephyr for the past, I guess, 40 minutes or so, but it's all recorded, so you and anybody else can revisit that AMA, and then listen whenever they have time to do that.
Nice, nice.
So you have so
Um,
many general questions to the project, Kripsky, Big Kripsky.
can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yeah.
can. Yeah, yeah, we can hear you
Okay.
well.
No, no, I don't have any general questions. I mean, I don't know. Is this like an internal kind? Is everybody from the? I mean, I don't really have any
This
questions
this
now.
is this is the entire. I mean, this is for entire DeFIRE community. It's like an
Mhm.
open weekly call. There are two. One on Tuesdays with me, and the other one on Thursdays with Wilder. More a little bit later, so it works better for those on the Western Hemisphere. But it's an open call for anybody who wants to join and chat about the project, hear some updates, either from
Okay.
our community or even external projects and partners and whatnot. We see different people joining, and we had in the beginning of the call somebody from IOTA Origins joining, so a project deploying on IOTA.
And Shimmer. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, for
Shimmer,
sure.
yeah, yeah. So people are joining from different places, and then yeah, just to hear a little bit more about DeFire. But we've been running this office hours or AMAs since we launched Discord, which is what, in February, March this year. So
Hmm.
we kind of keep them on a frequent basis. I mean, we during July I had them suspended because I was away, family on holidays. But now we are back to usual weekly
Yeah,
schedule for those
that's
calls.
that's 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 great. I mean, I don't really have any questions and stuff. I mean, I'm really excited to see the project launch and get off. Move from the initial phases. I think
Absolutely,
there's some novel concepts in the protocol. A few of the products are kind of exciting, so hopefully we can just cater the tokenomics such that we bring good economic flow of value to
absolutely.
the community. And yeah, I mean,
Yes. So, oh yeah. So I
everything's a
was,
work
yeah,
in
yeah, indeed.
process.
So for the context, because I mentioned that's one of the ongoing tasks that we have is, apart from blockchain front end and front end development, we also have a team. We're trying to engage a team of token engineers, and Bikripsky is one of the. Well, I think you are the person leading the team. So yeah, it would be great to have you guys engage in the project, and as I mentioned earlier in the call, to have this to take time to do the proper design of the token. So basically, we make sure that the price of DeFIRE doesn't collapse at launch, essentially.
Well, I mean, like a lot of projects, like they enter the space without really doing like the due diligence on token design and token engineering. So it's really promising to see that you're taking this as a priority. I mean, as with all models and simulations, you can't really, I mean, predict the future. You just try to like map out different scenarios. And I think a lot
Absolutely.
of models, what they try to do is take out some of like the external factors like market sentiment or speculation to kind of get a good assessment of what it would be like if things were constant and without some of these external forces. But these type of models, I mean, you can factor them in however you want, but sometimes I think there's that term paralysis through analysis. Like sometimes the simpler model is slightly better. But yeah, I mean, the idea is that we'd try to model and simulate something that would ensure that the different parameters that we're using lead to good network effect, and at least create some level of understanding and insight as to the price discovery. So I mean, it's a comprehensive task. We have to map
Absolutely.
out and model a lot of things,
Absolutely.
but it's very promising to see that the team is taking this as a priority,
Absolutely.
which
Absolutely.
is
I mean,
good.
as I mentioned, I mean, that so the token design, then together once the code, the smart contract code is finalized, together with the audit, it's sort of like two elements that would obviously, there are, as you said, nobody can promise and predict future, but one of those two things that are kind of key to ensuring that there will be a good start at least for the project going forward, right? So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's definitely an important factor in any token economy. So
absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, so these were sort of the updates that I had. So Bikripsky, I mean, you're welcome to go to the recording. It should be published, or will be published probably later today. But yeah, but ultimately, I just gave an update of the on the development, and at the end demonstrated this sale interface that is now live, and then just explained
cool.
how it works. So if anybody wants to interact with it, yeah, so they have a small tutorial how to do that.
Okay. I mean, have we what's the price that we're
So the
selling?
pricing is actually, yeah. So the pricing, well, so the pricing for this round, so that's round number two. So round one ended at $7.8 per
Mm-hmm.
DeFi token, and the second round starts with a multiplier of 1.2 and ends with
Mm-hmm.
a multiplier of 2.0 in relation to the price from round one. So at the
Okay.
moment we are at 9.37, and this
Nice.
little the bar. Oh, sorry, I just zoomed in, but I just wanted to show that one. So the bar at the bottom will be sort of moving to the right with the decreasing supply. So if there is half of the tokens, distributed, then the bar will be sitting in the middle, and the price will be, well, precisely in the middle between 936 and 15.6, right? So the more tokens are distributed, the price increases linearly,
Yeah,
basically.
it's a similar like a bonding curve
Yeah,
style.
somewhat.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, indeed. So, but for now, yeah, for now, obviously it sits at 937 because, well, we have how many? Three tokens out of 10,000 distributed, and those three, they were just, tests from Phoenix and
Okay.
myself that it all works. So, and then, yeah, we can all see now that in my wallet, my Firefly wallet that I use for the multi-sig, we have 2.13x DeFire sitting because that's what I just received from it for 20 USDC. Um,
Nice.
so yeah,
Good to
so
see that it's all working.
yeah. That's the pricing. So it's a dynamic pricing, but it is linear. It has linear increase with the decreasing supply, basically.
Yeah. I'm familiar with these formulas.
Excellent. So yeah, so basically, I don't want to create any hype and FOMO here, but the sooner the sooner the sooner someone can interact with this sale, the better pricing they'll receive. I mean, that's how it is architecture basically, right?
For sure.
So all right. Well, so that was what I had for this little presentation. So I'll just be closing the recording right now. So thanks a lot, guys, for popping by and listening to that little presentation and sharing your thoughts and contributing with some great input to this conversation. And yeah, I mean, have a great day, and we'll see each other around.
All right.
Sure.
Take care. Take care.
Mate, I'm gonna have we'll see you later. And Firefly,
See-
if you want to talk a little bit afterwards, happy to do so.
All right. Well, let's do it then. Thanks a lot. Bye
Well,
All
bye.
right. Take
bye.
care. Bye-bye. Bye.